So let's put our devices away now. Okay, guys. Raman, phone away, Ranveer. Just put it away. Nothing good comes from those things. Okay. So if you chose a tree diagram, that's what I call a visual representation in this course is a tree diagram, outcome table, or a Venn diagram. Those are the most popular ones. If you chose to go with the tree diagram, you can start with the shirts. There's 3 branches, and each branch has 2 more. Okay, so that ends up with your outcomes right here. So I would have wanted to, right, indicating the outcomes. I would like this to be stated like that, but today, if I see that, we're gonna give you the marks for that part. So if I asked you, right, how many outcomes involve a red shirt, okay, down the road, then you would just say 2, right? But in this case, we have 6 outcomes, right? 6 outcomes. You had a question? That's fine. Yeah, so that's fine if you go black, white, and then the 3, as long as you have 6 branches at the end, you're fine. Outcome table is right here, right? I have my shirts here, my shorts there, and you've got your outcome table. Same thing, you get 2 marks there. To be honest, to get 2 marks in the future, if I ask you to state the outcomes, you have to have them stated like that. Okay, let's keep going. So I was thinking, online orders, that's a very popular thing these days. So it starts with a letter and is followed by 4 numbers. And if I don't tell you otherwise, we're assuming 0 to 9 are numbers that you can use. So we've got 10 options, right? So we've got, the first one is a letter, then it's 26, followed by 4 10s like that. That ends up being 260,000 codes. Okay? Write down something like codes, numbers, arrangements, just in case the province wants us to have some sort of unit attached to it. How many different order numbers are possible if no repetition is allowed? The letters, you have 26, but when it comes to the numbers, you have to drop, and so that's 131,040 codes. Please let me know if I made a mistake. This is what we're going to call the bonus today, because I did talk about this the other day. I don't know if yesterday or the day before. How many different orders have at least 1 repeated character? Right? At least 1 or more. So you want to get rid of the ones that have no repetition whatsoever. So I use my answer in A, I subtract the ones that have no repeated whatsoever. All of these have 1 or more repeated letters, numbers in this case, available. Does that make sense? Total minus no repeats. Make sure you understand that one. That one tends to be popular, okay? And all of these have at least 1. Okay, there we go. Marcy would like to assign the letters E for express orders and R assigned to returns. How many numbers can be generated with that with this restriction? So you go E or R, so there's 2, and repetition is not allowed. So when it comes to the numbers, it should drop like this. So you either did 1, just you considered E, and then you had those numbers there. Then you went R and these numbers, and you added that. That's fine. Either case, you get this as your final answer. Okay. Marcy realized that the letters I and O create confusion for her customers. How many numbers are possible if these are removed? So that only applies to my letters. So I went from 26 to 24, and the numbers stay 10, 10, 10 because the repetition is allowed. So 240,000 codes. I would say, just to be safe, on your study sheet, tell yourselves that there are 26 letters. Like, I'm not sure what you need to do there. And that 0 to 9 is 10 options. Because remember, months from now, you're going to forget. F, Marcy received so many orders, she needs to be able to generate more. What is one thing you can do? I said she could add a letter at the beginning, examples, going JK instead of just one letter. And so I actually do the math here, 26 times 26, that'd be over 6 million codes. 67 million codes. I don't know, I feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, I feel like it's just 6 million something. Something happened there, erased it. You could have added another character at the end, a number. You could have said, make it case sensitive, right? So you use capitals and lowercase, they're different. I don't think that would be a good idea, but you could, yes.
I just said add another number, but did I need
Sure.
to give the example?
No, I didn't ask you to actually, I could have said, if the question said, how many more are you able to make now? How many more passwords or numbers? Then you had to have some work there. So 9 marks for this page. Oh, 8 because the bonus. So you just go out of 8 and you can possibly score 9 out of 8 on this page if you got the bonus. But make sure you got the bonus before I told you what it was, all right? Don't be too greedy here. All right, next, the roads. Good thing somebody asked about the roads just before we started, okay? So we have 3 and 5. So 15 ways to go from Winnipeg to Calgary in this case. You go 3 times 5. This is the visual. It can be very basic. I just need to see something. Determine the number of ways John can travel from Winnipeg to Calgary, then back to Winnipeg. So this is the round trip scenario. You see that the 5 drops to 4, and the 3 drops to 2. Okay, so 120 ways there. I would say this: you get 1 mark for the first part, and then another mark for that second part. So if you kind of butchered it, then take off 1 mark. Determine the number of ways that the letters in the word confused can be arranged. Isn't that a good word for this unit? So I counted 8 letters, and so it's just 8, 7, all the way down to 1. So 40,320 ways that this can be done. You might be wondering why, I don't know if you are, why didn't you use applied? I used pre-cal the other day. I didn't use applied yet. Applied has 2 P's, right? Repeats, that's a bit of a, we need to deal with that. So later, soon. Next, April and Jim and 3 others want to take pictures. How many ways can they be arranged to take the picture? So you have 5 people, right? So it's just 5 all the way down to 1. That's 120 ways, no restrictions whatsoever. How many can be arranged if April and Jim are to stand on either end? Okay, so you've got the 2 here and then 1 here, right? At first you have both that could stand here and then 1 back there. And then the 3 remaining friends they can like move around here, no problem. And so that's 12 ways for that to happen. Okay. Mr. D made a multiple choice quiz with 5 questions, 3 options for each question. We've got 2 different answers, and maybe when this happens, you work this out, right? You've got 5 questions and 3 options in each. That's 3 to the power of 5. That's 243. So Kayla answered correctly in this case. Okay. The bonus. How many ways can you answer and get at least 1 answer correct? You kind of have to consider, what did I do here? No, this isn't right. How many at least 1 right? I made a mistake. I don't know if you see it, but if you consider all of them wrong, how many could be wrong in the first one? Like if there are 3 options per question, there are 2. I think I changed this question afterwards, and now it's biting me. So what's that? 8 times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. Okay? There are 32 ways to get every single question wrong. So you're picking, for every question, you're picking one of the 2 wrong options. And so if there's 243 ways to answer, let's take away the 32 ways to get them all wrong. And what's that, 211? 211 ways. If you got it, good on you. Good on you. That wasn't an easy task. Yet. Down the road, yes. So if this had been a 4-question, right? 4 options per question, you would go 3 times 3 times 3, because there's only one right one, and therefore 3 wrong answers. Okay? So this would have been 3, 3, 3 all the way. And so you approach it similarly though. All possible minus the ones you don't want in this case. You want to get rid of all the ones that you got wrong. So 211 where you get at least one question right. Okay? 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or all of them right, of course. So we've got 8 marks on this page. 8 possible. Okay, so obviously if you got the bonus, you get the extra 1. So 9 out of 8 again if you got the bonus. So 8 and 8 is 16. So we're going to make this out of 16 today. Okay, 16 marks.